Hey everybody, hope you guys are ready for 3 straight days of asynchronous. That's the bad news. You're going to miss your teachers. The good news is one of the reasons we're doing this is so that you guys can continue working and learning while we start talking about a plan for bringing some of you guys back this year. Isn't that the coolest? Yeah, we can't wait. If I have to miss Zooming with my kids, that would be one reason I'd be okay with it, right? All right, so you got a Pizzazz worksheet on this. This is all about, where can you find it? Always down here, right? Area of triangles, the topic. You always want to circle the topic. If you get to print these out, you're lucky, but circle the topic. It'll help you learn the language of math a little bit quicker, okay? Because you're learning about what is it called, what you're doing, okay? These are all area of triangles, so I would like for you, not just when you put your easiest 3 points here, your first and last name, the date, your teacher's name, and the period, right? That takes about 30 seconds. I want you to write the formula for area of a triangle. Whenever I do the formula for something, like a rectangle, they say area is the length times the width, right? Parallelogram, now we're going to call it the base times the height. How wide is it times how tall is it? I don't know why they don't call this the base and this the height on a rectangle, but they don't. But whenever I write the formula for the area of something, I put it inside that shape. So draw a big triangle, label the height. Remember, that's the line that goes straight up and down. And the cool thing about the height is the H. Whenever you put that right angle sign in there, it kind of looks like now you have an H there, right? That helps me remember. You're always looking for the two lines that make the right angle. All right, okay. So that should help you remember. And for sometimes you just multiply the two, right? These two lines make a right angle, right? Because the sides of a rectangle are all making right angles. For a parallelogram, it's the height. It's not always, sometimes it's inside, sometimes I put the height on the outside. Okay. Triangles, sometimes it's on the inside, sometimes on the outside as well. But again, you're looking for the height and the base. But for a triangle, remember, you're going to cut it in half. Now, why is that? You can see this triangle here is 8 tall and 10 wide, and then this diagonal is 12.5. You can see this rectangle is 8 tall and 10 wide. Well, what's the area of the rectangle? 8 times 10, 80, right? And isn't that triangle half of that rectangle? Yeah, a diagonal of a rectangle is going to cut it in half. Okay, so it's half of the base times the height. Same thing, remember how a parallelogram, you're getting the area is the base times the height? Well, if I drew a line straight down there, this triangle here could slide over here. And because this angle is the same as that angle, it would fit perfectly. And now I've made a rectangle, right? I chopped this part off and it's over here. And it's how tall is it times how wide is it, right? And that part that's there, you say, well, you chopped that off. No, I put it right back on. So that length is the same. Okay. So the area of a parallelogram is just the base times the height. And you can see how a triangle, if I clone that triangle, made another one, put it upside down, it makes a parallelogram. And remember, the area of that parallelogram is the base times the height. Okay, so if I do that for the triangle, the base times the height, I've made two of those areas, right? These are the same. So I have to cut it in half when I'm done. Okay, anyway, hopefully that makes sense to you. If not, just write this down. You're going to do half of the base times the height. Okay, so what does that mean on this one? 5 times 8 divided by 2, right? Half is you're going to cut it in half. You're going to divide by 2. But I can do 5 times 8 and get 40 divided by 2 and say that's 20. But guess what else you can do? If you got an even number as one of these numbers, take half of that and multiply. What's half of 8? 4, right? And what's 4 times 5? 20. Okay, so this is 20. Since these are inches, you're going to say square inches, and that's how you can abbreviate and write square inches easier, inch to the second power. So I'm looking for 20 square inches, and there's an I there. I'm going to put an I next to that one, and then I'm going to go read the directions, make sure I'm doing it right. Okay, find the area of each triangle, then find your answer in the column. Write the letter of your answer in each box containing the number of the exercise. So that one, I'm going to put a I there, but I'm going to put an I everywhere, right? Sometimes there's more than one. So underline that word or circle that word each. So you remind yourself that sometimes you're going to put the letter in there more than one time. I'm already seeing I got 2 4s here, right? I got 2 14s here, right? Sometimes you're going to have 3 of them, right? I'm seeing a couple 13s. Okay, so you're going to do it more than once. Okay, all right. So that's all we're going to do on these. Okay, and again, you could say 12 times 12 is 144. And then go take the 144 and divide it by 2. But you can also take half of the 12, 6 times 12, and you'll get the same answer. Okay. All right. Any tricky ones on this? It doesn't look like it. Got some tough math on a couple of them, right? This is a little tricky because this triangle, the base is here, right? The base is the long one on the bottom and the height, right? We need these 2 numbers, right? We're lucky they didn't confuse us and give us this number, right? Because that would have had a lot more people get the answer wrong. Okay. They're only giving you 2 numbers on these, right? All right. A triangle sail has a base of 5 and a height of 10. The canvas costs $18 a square meter. Find the, okay, so we got to go draw this. 5, 10, and what is the area of this? Because I got to take the area and multiply it by 18. So 5 times 10 is 50. Half of that is 25. And I'm going to go 50 divided by 2 equals 25. And now I got to go multiply that by 18. Okay. That's going to be my answer for this one. Okay. So they're a little bit tricky. Okay. And another thing about this, the answer is going to be money. So how many of these have dollar signs? That one does. That one does. So it's going to be either 450 or 475. Okay. All right. A square dinner napkin at 8 inches on each side is folded along the diagonal. So I'm going to divide napkin. And that's 8 inches, and that's 8 inches. And it's folded on the diagonal. And you went with the area of the folded. Okay, so I'm going to fold it right there. Now I made a triangle. We want this. What is this? Half of 8 times 8. 8 times 8. Now I can do half of 8 is 4, and 4 times 8 is 32. Or you can do 8 times 8 is 64 and take half of that. It's also going to be 32. Okay, so this is 32 square inches. And let's just show a little bit more work there. Right? 1/2 times 8 equals 4, and 4 times 8 is 32. Okay, which one do you want me to do next? All right, how about if I do this hard one here? 1.4 times 4.5, but I'm going to take half of that. Now check this out. 1.4, that's like 14 almost, right? Half of 14 is 7. So 1/2 of 1.4 is 0.7. I'm going to do that first, and then multiply 0.7 times 4.5. Now, remember what you do? You pretend there's no decimal, and you multiply. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 4 is 28 plus 3, 31. But I had to move this over one spot to pretend that was a 7. This over one spot to pretend it was a 45. So that's 2 spots in my answer. Boom, boom. So my answer is 3.15. And these are kilometers, so square kilometers. 3.15. I see it right there. That's an X for 11. Go find 11. And I just see one of them. Okay? All right. Think you got enough to go do this. Try it now. If you totally get stuck, you can't go see your teacher at a office hours, but I'll bet if you email the teacher, hey, I'm stuck on this one, right? But make sure you've written this here. Area equals 1/2 the base times the height. I'm going to be looking for that when I grade the papers in my class. And if you don't have that, you lose a point. So the most you can get is 8 out of 9 if you haven't done that. Boom, boom, boom. Who's Bill King? Ask me in a Zoom. All right. Hopefully this helps you. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, everybody.